Hello, this is Edwina Bringle. She has been at Penland since what? How long?
Well, I lived here for quite a while, and then because of Penland, where I learned to weave, I ended up teaching at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte for 24 years, and about 12 years ago moved back to the area.
Uh-huh. But when I was here in 1970 for a concentration course, the first concentration course that was given at Penland, you were teaching weaving, and your twin sister, Cynthia, was my teacher. She's not here right now. I guess Edwina is more willing to get in front of a camera than Cynthia is.
She'll come.
Okay. So I just I've asked Edwina to answer some questions and actually just tell the story. Penland, when I was here in 1970, had already been around for about 25 years, but there was not a big art community in the area. It was sort of Penland, the craft school, and possibly a few other people, but it wasn't like now. How many art people do you think might be in this area, anywhere from Asheville to wherever you tell me, thanks to the influence of Penland?
Well, actually, when you were here in 1970, Penland started in 1929. So Penland was 41 years old.
Oh, not
then.
25. Oh, okay.
But Bill Brown was the second director, and that's
That's
you
who
were
was
here
there,
with.
yeah.
And he started a program of asking a lot of people that he expanded on the program that was here by asking a lot of people from many parts of the country to come teach at Penland. And with the influence of those people coming to teach and teachers coming in and students coming in, there are many people who fell in love with the mountains,
Just like
either by being a resident artist at program, in the Penland program, which they mainly stayed 3 years, or in Bill Brown's time, they stayed a bit longer than that. And many of those people chose to stay in the area. And I think part of it was they wanted someone of their own kind of persuasion of an artist working on their own to be in the area, not necessarily be in a studio with them, but if they wanted to talk to them, they could talk to them.
Right.
And I think, I can look at a lot of people around the area now that were students or instructors at Penland that ended up staying in the area.
Really?
And establishing their home and studio. In truth, they're more potters than anything.
I've noticed lots of potters.
Probably next is glass blowers, unusually enough. Very few fiber people. Mixed media, jewelers, and there's a community of artists over in Silo, North Carolina, and many of those were resident artists at Penland.
Oh, I see.
Billy Bernstein in glass, Rob Levin in glass. Richard Ritter was a resident at Penland. He's settled in Bakersville. Bakersville has a large contingent of artists in their area who have homes and studios. And then you
also
go out
mentioned
a little
Weaverville.
farther toward Weaverville, North Carolina, which is part of Asheville, where you can certainly take advantage of everything in Asheville, but you don't have to live right there in the city. So there are a lot of artists in Weaverville, and in Asheville now, most recently, several of the students who were at Penland and have expertise in printmaking, for an example, they established a print studio in Asheville. There's an iron worker who was a resident at Penland. He's now in Asheville. And several of the other people who are here now work for him, plus do their own work.
And do they maintain contact with Penland?
They come, many of them give to the Penland auction. They come up for events. They volunteer for community day.
So there's still a good connection.
There's still a good connection. They'll come in to see friends of theirs, meet them at the coffee house, go have dinner in Spruce Pine together. There's a lot that goes on.
A lot that goes on with that. And let's say, I understand that not only do the artists live and produce here, but also buyers or people interested in seeing their work also collect in the area. Is that what's happening or not?
People will fly in to the area, drive to the Penland, Asheville, Weaverville area to go see artists that they're familiar with, and maybe they want to see their work in person and purchase from them. The Penland Gallery has an extraordinary display of work from people who've been instructors or people who've been students or juried into the gallery. There are also shows in the gallery every 5 or 6 weeks during the summer, and there are openings for those shows. So people come up from Asheville for those, besides people from the area.
And people from further away also
and
come?
And people from further away also. Last year there was, Karen Carnes had a show in Asheville, and then there was a show of work from students of hers at Penland. So she came to the opening. Other people came to the opening.
So could we possibly say that Penland is as if it were the core or the nucleus, and this is grown out, all of this is grown out from Penland? Would you say that's true?
I would say that much of it is grown out from Penland.
And how far away do you think that's reaching? Like, you were talking about somebody who's up in Boone, somebody's in Weaverville, somebody's in Asheville. More or less, how far would you extend the influence of Penland, only as far as the artists who have come to live here?
Well, as far as the artists that come to live here, many of them want to be close enough that if they want to come to something at the school, it doesn't take them a half a day to get here.
Okay, so
there's certainly artists in other parts of North Carolina and Tennessee and other states who've studied here. And, you know, they do want to come back to Penland. They'll come back for special events. I mean, we have 200 volunteers for the major auction that raises money for the school,
wow.
and some come because they need to come to Penland.
It's like an addiction, like me.
This is what they can portion out of their time between work and responsibilities and be able to come for a couple days. And they work hard for, 3 days or more and get to see their friends and meet new people,
and then they go back to their lives.
And then they go back to their lives. Or maybe they've stayed for a session and they stay over to help with the auction, big auction.
Right, yeah. Wow. Hey, Edwina, thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to show this to my English students because we talk about things, and right now we're talking about things that I see on my travels. So Penland and Edwina and Cynthia, who never appeared, but we'll get a photograph. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good.
I'll get my